It burns. It burns. Oh my god. Okay, guys, what is up? We're gonna be drawing some randoms. So, uh, let me get the reference photo pulled up real quick. Ben, Podak, Podak. Okay, so guys, we're gonna need a shout out right now. We got the YouTube channel Podak down below. Okay, thank you guys for tuning into the stream. I'm gonna need you to send photos, Zerv. Send photos, cause I need to see the photos. I need photos for reference. All right, guys. So, shout out to Zerv Gaming and also the Podak, for joining this wonderful stream. You guys should definitely donate. Also, send reference images, James. James, hurry up. Zerv, hurry up and send me reference images. You haven't sent me a photo of yourself. Hurry. No, don't use the anime filter. Just regular photo. Send it through Discord. Send it. Hurry. All right, you know what? I'm using my own photo now. It's gonna be the most sussy gussy one. Right, let me find this one. Someone send me a Zerv photo. Anybody in chat through Discord. All right, we're doing this one. Okay, we're gonna use this one. So, if you're not prepared, then you better be prepared for this sussy gussy omega-ness. All right, let me take this right here. Shoot. Just fit it to the background here. Alright, there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower the opacity. So then it's like slightly on there. And now I'm going to start going. Okay guys, thank you for joining me here today. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start doing the head. Because you know you got to get that head in there. So what I do usually is I do a first layer sketch, which basically means that like this is just light lines so I can redo it later. So let me get the outline of your beautifulness. Get the wrinkles in there. Get the lanyard. Guys, by the way, this man right here is very drippy. He has maximum Riz, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now I'm gonna do rough outlines for the nose. So on the nose in this particular photo, there's a lot of highlights, but like not a lot of lines. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark those highlights just in case I need them, and then just like just the general outline. And then now I'm going to start doing the hair. So the great thing about drawing this hair is that it's super simple because it's basically just a bunch of the logins, because the login is my favorite animal. If you don't know what the login in is, then you guys are uncultured. So we're just going to generalize shapes in here. We can just go through it thoroughly later, because this is obviously the first one. And we're going to make it sharper because we're doing more of an anime style, so that's going to be more drippy. Just general shapes here, nothing important. Hairlines. Okay, now this is where it cuts off here, so I'm gonna have to mark that. So now we want to get a little bit zoomed in here for the eyebrows. The thing about the eyebrows is that they're so important and so unimportant at the same time, because once you remove them, you can't tell like what expression people are making. But also, like, if you don't have them there in the first place, you can also like easily tell. It's kind of like a gray area, but eyebrows are very important. Same with eyes. So this is very, very rough. And then in this image, it's a purple eye, but they're squinted, so it's actually easier for me because I have to draw less. And I'm going to go into this one also. So right here I'm missing some hair strands, so I'm just going to mark that up here. So that should be pretty good for the head right there. Oh, I forgot to do the mouth. So the way the mouth is here, there's not much about the upper lip. That can be incorporated using color. So I'm going to just go like this as of right now. Get the teethy weethies. And then that should basically be it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh shoot, I forgot the ear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn off this layer here. And now we have a blank layer that we can kind of work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another layer, because this is just a sketch layer. So by doing that, I can get more in depth with my finer lines. Okay, so now I'm using just a standard black marker. So the way in this drawing the shirt is drawn is that it's more of a jagged shirt, so I'm going to do more jagged edges while drawing it because there's a lot of creases in it. And then the lanyard, I'm going to come back to that later because it's a lot cleaner of a shape. So right here is where the neck starts, so I'm just going to leave that slightly, just like not too much detail around here. And then I'll come in with different colored lines if I need to later. So the thing about with the face is that you want to get really detailed within the curves here because you don't want any stragglers coming around. So the general shape of his face ends right here. So I'm going to stop there before I go further more into this, and then just pick up my line here. So I'm going to probably go with the hair next after, because why not? So the hair is a little bit more rough also, which means there's a little bit more room for air for my line work, which actually adds to the detail of the drawing. So the thing about like twists usually is that you come in with a different like style of marker just to get that like more curliness, which can add more rustic detail. But I don't think I'm gonna do that here because this is more of like an anime style and there's less like texture within hair. It's more sharper lines, so I'm just gonna follow the sharp outlines of the hair. There's a little bit less detail right here that I need to touch up. And then it gets longer back here. Now this is a little bit bad down here. It's too heavy of lines. So I'm going to work my way down here. So here it's a little bit scragglier, so I'm going to add more of texture around these lines here. And then that's basically it for the hair until I go thoroughly through there later. I'm going to add another couple strands here with just like my imagination sort of because it's kind of empty. Same over here. I'm going to add a little bit more down here. And then that's good for the hair. So now I'm going to worry more about the mouth. So the thing about the mouth is that it's very hard and like a delicate part that you can't make too many mistakes about because it's more about color than it is about line work. So I'm kind of new to digital art, which is a thing that I've been trying to get better at. But I traditionally use alcohol markers with my drawings because I find that they are fun to use. And also they are a good representation for like vibrant, very vibrant colors. So since the eyebrows, or not the eyebrows, the eyelids are black, I can just leave them here and shade them in. Right here the hair covers this part of the eyebrow, so I'm going to leave that there. And then here, so I'm not going to draw the lines that connect the eyes here because it's more color that connects them, less line art. Okay, I forgot to add this line. There's a line right that comes out right here. And then I'm going to add the eyebrows. Alright, that looks pretty good. So, same thing with the nose. The nose is definitely less color. So what I'm going to do for the nose is I'm going to slightly tone down my black here and just do like very important like defining details right here. Alright, now I'm going to go back to the lanyard because I forgot to do that. So with the lanyard, it's a sharper line, so you want to do one, usually like one or a couple continuous strokes to get that. Alright, so that's pretty good for line art right there. So now I'm going to start to come in with some color. So let me pull out the reference image here. So around down here there's a lot of dark shadow from the neck. So before I do the darker colors, I'm going to do the lighter colors. So I'm going to color match this so I can get a general color of it. Alright, let me bring out the color marker. Which one should I use? Yeah, let me see what this looks like. Alright, that's actually good. So this is more like a little bit of like a watercolor-ish. Alright, one sec. Let me undo that. Find a better color, better marker. Alright, that's better. What's up? I just saw that there's a new viewer in the chat. Thank you for tuning into this Ely stream. These colors are still not getting it for me. Maybe I should try just like a simple solid color. No, it's too solid. Alright, that's better. I need to size it down a little. Here we go. So with the reference image, okay, so it's just a very simple value throughout the whole thing. Actually, I'm gonna add a new layer for this. Okay, new plan, new plan, new plan. We're gonna use the fill button because we're cheaters. Oh. Let me get this. So what I'm doing right now is I'm tracing this outlining part. So the only thing I can color is going to be what is in here. So now let me get my thing out. Well, let me adjust my layers. Okay, there we go. So it looks really bad right now, but once I add more values, it's gonna start to look better. So there's definitely some red. That I'm gonna blend in here with a softer marker. And that's a little bit more red up here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, oh, never mind. So now there's more like a darker color here for the outline of the nose. So I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Gonna add some shading in the here. And then there's a white there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use like some sort of blender tool. Oh shoot. Or I'm gonna use this to add like the white accent. Actually never mind. See what this is like. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. So then I'm gonna add some pre-shadow for the for the hair that's coming down here. So it's looking pretty good here. And then I noticed down here there's going to be a lot of darker values here. So let me deselect all of the things. And then let me make another one. Actually, no, yeah. So now let me add this darker brown color. It needs to be a little bit darker. So now let me get the lighter color. And then kind of blend those together. So let me just actually overtake this whole thing with this one color. And then I can start adding in darker tones. Alright, so that seems pretty good too for a shadow. Alright, so now I'm going to start working on the hair. So with the hair, I'm just going to use, let's see what color they use. They use like a kind of darker blackish color, but like a little bit more grayish sort of. So let me just deselect this. So this is just dark enough so that this is just light enough of a dark that the other blacks can show through. So you can still tell where the lining is, but you can also tell exactly where the hair is. So right here I'm going to add some line later, but I'm just going to skip over that right now. So I'm going to add some like little, the reason I'm doing it rougher is so there's can be some lighter values within the darker values. So you add more texture to the actual hair. Oh, hello, Vucky ABX. I have no idea who you are, but thanks for joining. So right here, I've been just keep on adding shades. So in the actual reference photo, it's a lighter bit, it's a little bit more lighter at the top. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I'm drawing the hair. So it's a little bit jagged right here, so I'm going to curve these out in the coloring. Alright, so now is a good time to add the dark black lines that needed to be right here. So that looks pretty good as of right now. Need to add a little bit more darker values over here. Alright, so now we can move on to the eyes. So I need to do some cleaning up here with some black liner. Let me add a little eraser. So in the picture, the eyes are a little bit purple with a dot in the corner over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find like a deeper purple color for the top, and then the bottom is going to be a lighter purple. Let me get rid of some of that, add a little bit of shadow, and then make it tiny, and then do a harder line in the middle. And that's okay. I could add some blending in there, but for right now I'm just gonna add kind of like a pretty, like, just like super white section right there. And then let me smooth out this line with this. So it actually seems pretty good. So I'm just gonna repeat here. So I forgot to add also the bottom black line. That's here. So this is more of like the eye kind of curves more in a rainbow shape on the bottom part. So I'm just gonna take that same purple that I used earlier. Right here. And then let me do the same thing with the eye. Do just slight amount here. Then a more sharper amount in the middle. And then I'll add that white spot. One second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, so let's zoom out. That's pretty good. I could add some shadows down here, so I'm gonna go back to the skin tone. And just get a little bit bigger of a brush. Oh, too big. It's a little bit too aggressive. Can add more of like the kind of like lines that are in like the jaw. And then there needs to be more detail within the nose. Let me undo that a little bit. Alright, so that's pretty decent. Now let's work on the mouth. So obviously the teeth are white, but the lip is red. So we should make it the red like a little bit more of like a kind of like that shade sort of. One sec, let me do my okay there. So now let me get my marker back out. Stop sweating. What do you mean stop sweating? I'm not sweating. This is totally normal. I need to add like a little bit of an accent here for the lips. Because you gotta get those lines in those lips. Those luscious lips. And then I need to add more of the lip over in this part here. So let me undo the outline or whatever. Oh. Oh, that kind of looks ass. We're just gonna keep it the way it was. And then we're just gonna do a very light tone of pink for the upper lip, sort of like shading. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. This keeps on happening. I need to deselect. Just to show sort of like the outline of where the lips, the shading of where the lips would go. Now I'm going to take more of the skin tone and start edging this out a little bit. Just to make it a little bit more defined of a shape. And then get rid of some of these like abrasive lines. And then just get up to the edge really nice here. And then these teeth are a little bit too white of my liking. So I'm just going to add some very light gray colors to them. One sec, guys. I've re-entered the room, and now we're going to continue sweating on my drawing. So let me just zoom out here. It's looking a little bit haggardly up here, so I need to add some lighter tones, or else you're going to look sickly. Let's see how they actually do it in the reference. Okay, I need to add some, definitely some, copy whatever this tone is right there. So I'm just going to add this around like the top areas just to add some more color density. And then this here to just add some nose highlights. It's a little bit too white right here. And then we need to add a little bit more black. Just like a bunch of downward motions. Sharp black lines just to add some more contrast. Spill over the lines a little bit here because it's kind of white. And we can always fix it with the other colors later. We don't really want any white showing with like other colors in between like the colored lines. Like here, there's white showing. So I need to fix up the whites of the eyes. It's a little bit too white on the eyes here. So I'm gonna go in with like a really light gray and then make my tip a little bit smaller. Just add some accents. And then go in like a really like darker and make it super fine. And just do that. And go in with the lighter. Alright, I think one of the problems here is that this eyelash is going up too high. So I'm going to take the eraser here and then just get rid of that and then mesh in some skin tones over top here. Oh shit. It's a little bit light here. Too thick of a line. And it needs to be a little bit of a darker value over here. Under the eyes. There's a lot of colors going on here. So, I think one of the main problems with my nose is that it's not sharp enough of a color. Alright, now we're gonna do the lanyard. So the lanyard's like a bunch of fun colors, sort of. So I'm just gonna start filling in random colors. I'm gonna use like a yellow of some sorts. Or like an orangish. Because that kind of goes with the color scheme. And then probably yellow. So these are very like warm colors. Oh, I forgot to add some lines here. So let's see what the t-shirt is. So there's some swaying lines down through here. So it's like almost black, but like a little bit gray. So you know what, I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I'm gonna use the outline tool. This seems pretty good. And then I'm just gonna find a background that looks good. Here we go. This is a great background. Alright, there we go. Thank you guys for watching this ultimate stream. And if you guys want to see this, I'll probably put it somewhere. I don't know. But thank you guys for watching this extravagantly royal and lavish stream. So that was 1 minute.